I was at home the morning of April 26, 2011. The phone rang. I checked the caller ID. It was North Central High School.
I remember just being in so much pain that it hurt to walk.
And we drove to Dr. Cummings' office. We were met by a wheelchair there. Ben was increasingly having labored breath and was in a lot of pain. And Dr. Cummings listened to his heartbeat and palpated his back. And then he turned his back to Ben, which he had never done before in all the years that he's been our pediatrician.
Then I remember getting a text saying that he was going from Dr. Cummings' office to IU Health North Hospital to be evaluated in the emergency room.
I was just in so much pain, and I knew it was serious. I just didn't know how serious until I got to the hospital.
The emergency room doctor on duty introduced himself and said that they had done an EKG, which was normal, and they had a chest x-ray. And as he was telling me that, they were looking at the results of the chest x-ray up on the screen. And he told me that Ben needed to have a chest tube put in.
He had a cyst in the top of his lung that had ruptured, and that's where the air came from. And across this little cyst that was about 2.5 to 3 centimeters, roughly about 1 inch in size, there was a blood vessel, a little vein, and the vein was torn open. And it was just torn. When the cyst ruptured, it ruptured the vein as well, and this vein was bleeding.
And the scariest moment for me was when they called and said there was more bleeding and that the bleeding wasn't slowing down, and they thought he might need surgery, and if he needed surgery, that really he needed to be at Riley.
I remember the doctors telling me how much blood I had lost, and I remember thinking, how did this happen? How am I losing so much? Am I going to be able to get better after this?
So once he got off the ambulance, we brought him right to the CT scanner, did a quick chest CT scan, and that was normal apart from the air and blood in the chest. And then we felt we had really no option but to go to surgery.
He felt this was the best way to deal with it. I was confident that he was as good as anybody that was going to be able to deal with this problem.
It went very quickly, there were no delays, and it really allowed us to take care of Ben in, I think, what was really an optimal situation.
When we got to the new Simon Tower, I was really impressed. I had never seen that part of Riley before, and it was very bright and pretty and well laid out, and just the whole atmosphere up there was very comforting.
Everyone involved in the process of transferring him from the ICU to his bed, they were very compassionate, they were caring.
I think the Simon Family Tower has had really a transformational effect on patient care. All of our surgical patients are cared for on one unit. So it allows everybody on the team to have one common place where we care for these patients. And it really has allowed us to focus the management of these children at a much better level.
I'm at Ball State University. I'm studying music composition and enjoying every day of it. When I play cello, I feel alive. I've written a lot of classical for stringed orchestra. So if I can make a career out of that, I'd be happy doing it.
Ben is a gentle, sweet kid. He's still my baby, and Dr. Rescorla put him back together again. I get a lump in my throat every time I see the Riley wagon. It's very personal.